Well, let me start with my Democratic colleagues. A charitable interpretation of the behavior of the Democratic Party may exist, but I can't think of one. I think most fair-minded Americans think today's Democratic Party looks like the game room in a mental hospital. It's exquisitely shambolic. The only thing the Democrats contribute to the discussion is just a bunch of rabid barking. Many Democrats still drink their caramel frappuccinos and they carry their NPR tote bags, but their ideas are either non-existent or they're shallow, and their passions are immature. In the first 100 days, President Trump secured the border. The Democrats were opposed. In his first 100 days, President Trump got rid of racial quotas. The Democratic Party was opposed. In his first 100 days, President Trump started deregulating the economy. You mentioned it, Sean, getting rid of rules and regulations. The Democrats were opposed and are opposed. The president began the process, he and Mr. Musk, of scrubbing the budget, getting rid of the spending porn. The Democrats were opposed. The president, in his first 100 days, has backed Israel. He stood up to China. He stood up to Iran. The Democrats are opposed. And the final point I would make that I haven't heard anybody talk about it today is Europe. President Trump has changed Europe. The Democrats were opposed.
And it's now the party of AOC and, Grandpa Bernie and the squad and, Jasmine Crockett. Those seem to be the emerging leaders. Your thoughts on them?
Well, I think Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez is the leader of the Democratic Party today. Some might say Senator Schumer. But
Schumer's at a 17% approval rating today. 17. Democrats are in the 20s.
Yeah. I think it's Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez. And as I said before, she's entitled to her opinions. My personal opinion is that God gave her a billy goat brain and a mockingbird mouth. Look, I believe in the power of ideas, and my Democratic colleagues have no ideas. All they have is hatred for one man, even when he's right, and that's President Trump. And I don't think that's healthy for them. I don't think that's healthy for America.
I got to give it to Senator Kennedy. What do you think of the new leadership, Jasmine, AOC, and Bernie?
I consider Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez to be the leader of the Democratic Party. She's entitled to her opinion. I'm entitled to mine. As I've said about her before, I think she's the reason there are directions on a shampoo bottle. I think she's the reason there are directions on a shampoo bottle. Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez had chosen to become what my son would call utter nutters. If you're a Democrat in today's Democratic Party, you're not allowed to fire bad employees, to fire bad teachers. You're not allowed to cut wasteful spending. You're not allowed to deport illegal immigrants. You're not allowed to oppose MS-13. You're not allowed to like cops. You're not allowed to prosecute thieves who steal less than $950. You're not allowed to question vaccines. You're not allowed to oppose sex change operations for minors or transgender people in women's bathrooms or playing women's sports. You're not allowed to oppose critical race theory in our schools. You're not allowed to oppose reading porn to grade schoolers. You're not allowed to oppose racial quotas. But you are required to use certain pronouns and to believe that men can breastfeed. Now, I don't think I'm being unfair. This is what Democrats and Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, now, I listened to her speech. I understand her slogan is going to be change begins with a mustard seed, which I think is interesting. I guess if Governor Pritzker runs, his slogan will be you can have a tummy and still be yummy. I don't know. Our plan for dealing with her is called Operation Let Her Speak.